What is up, guys? My name is Matt, and I spent the past 7 weeks traveling around the incredible country that is Mexico. So in today's video, I wanted to share the 10 coolest places to visit in Mexico. I'll be showing you some beautiful beaches, colorful cities, ancient ruins, and my favorite off the beaten path destinations. So let's get into it. To start off the list at number 10, we have the beautiful colonial town of San Miguel de Allende. San Miguel de Allende is smack dab in the middle of Mexico, located about 4 hours north of Mexico City. San Miguel is full of beautiful cobblestone streets, colorful buildings with tons of reds, oranges, and yellows, and of course, the famous Parroquia church. This church is absolutely stunning and reminded me a lot of La Sagrada Familia in Barcelona. When visiting San Miguel de Allende, I'd recommend taking an afternoon to get lost roaming the streets because you'll find yourself stumbling into some lively markets and hidden rooftops with epic views of the city. Alright, number 9 is taking us down to southern Mexico to a town known as Puerto Escondido, located in the state of Oaxaca on the Pacific Ocean. Over the past few years, Puerto Escondido has become a popular destination to experience its epic surf scene, swim at some incredible beaches, and indulge in delicious Oaxacan food. My favorite neighborhood in Puerto Escondido is called La Punta, which is full of dirt roads, tall palm trees, and chic cafes. Puerto Escondido is a beach lover's paradise, with 7 beaches spread throughout the town. The biggest beach in Puerto Escondido, Playa Zicatela, is home to some massive waves and is host to some of the biggest surf competitions in the entire world. I spent over a week in Puerto Escondido and absolutely loved my time here. Next up on the list is taking us to the colorful town of San Cristobal de las Casas. San Cristobal de las Casas is located in the state of Chiapas, not too far from the Guatemalan border. San Cristobal has tons to offer, but some of my favorite things are its colorful streets, unique art scene, delicious coffee, and Mayan-influenced markets. Walking through San Cristobal de las Casas is like walking around a colonial paradise, with tons of narrow streets bursting with vibrant colors. Among these quaint pedestrian streets, you'll find countless tostadors, or cafes that toast their own beans. The surrounding area of San Cristobal is world-renowned for growing some of the best coffee, so make sure to pop into one of these specialty cafes for a fresh cup of joe. Lastly, the markets in San Cristobal are some of my all-time favorite. There is a great artisanal market in town where you can find tons of unique crafts influenced by the local Mayan culture. I definitely plan for a few days to explore all that this city has to offer. Number 7 on the list was one of my all-time favorite experiences during my time in Mexico, attending a lucha libre show. Lucha libre is essentially Mexican wrestling, but is also a traditional form of entertainment. I saw a lucha libre match in Guadalajara, but there are tons of places all around Mexico to experience the magic that is lucha libre. What made this experience so special for me was the lively atmosphere, and to my surprise, the event I went to was full of locals and very few tourists. Expect to be surrounded by tons of people shouting and yelling, often inappropriate chants in Spanish. And surprisingly, watching people fake fight, slap each other's faces, and exaggerate falls in a spandex uniform was extremely humorous and made for an unforgettable night. Number 6 is taking us back to the southern Mexican state of Chiapas to the not-so-well-known Roberto Barrios Waterfalls. The Roberto Barrios Waterfalls completely took me by surprise and were truly out of this world. There are multiple waterfalls with tons of beautiful pools to swim in, surrounded by endless tall green trees, making you feel like you're swimming in the middle of a jungle. Though a bit difficult to get to Roberto Barrios, you'll be rewarded with very few other tourists. Roberto Barrios Waterfalls is hands down a true hidden gem in Mexico. Alright, right next to Roberto Barrios Waterfalls is taking us to number 5 on the list, the Palenque Ruins. Similar to the famous ruins of Chichen Itza in Yucatan, Mexico, and Tikal in Guatemala, the Palenque ruins are some of the most important Mayan ruins in the entire world. However, unlike the more well-known Chichen Itza, you can explore the jaw-dropping ruins of Palenque without all the crowds. Despite all of the impressive pyramids and high-standing temples, many archaeologists believe that only about 10% of Palenque ruins have been discovered, so who knows what else lies beneath the surrounding jungle. Speaking of jungle, if you want to explore the jungle of Palenque, you can take a walk through the forest with a local guide to discover unexcavated sites, learn more about the history of Palenque, and even spot some wild monkeys. Number 4 is taking us to the two tiny hidden coastal towns of San Pancho and Lo de Marcos. Tucked away on the coast of Nayarit, about 1 hour north of Puerto Vallarta, are these two sleepy beach towns located just 15 minutes apart. I'll be honest, there isn't tons to do in these little towns, but that's the magic of it. Each town hosts one main street lined with shops, cafes, and restaurants. But the main attraction in San Pancho and Lo de Marcos are the unspoiled, empty miles of white sand beach. You won't find many other tourists or people trying to sell you stuff on these beaches, but instead, you'll find tall palm trees and tons of space to relax. Oh, and the sunsets are some of my absolute favorite. Number 3 is taking us to the hustle and bustle of Mexico City. Let me start off and say that there is so much to do in Mexico City, so don't be afraid to spend a good chunk of time getting to know the city and slowly peeling away its layers. You can start off visiting Zocalo, which is the main square in Mexico City, followed by the Palacio de Bellas Artes, which is a beautiful white and gold building right next to a charming little park. Speaking of parks, visiting the Bosque de Chapultepec is a must in Mexico City. This is Mexico City's Central Park and is absolutely massive, even bigger than the Central Park in New York City. Bosque de Chapultepec offers a tranquil escape from the craziness of Mexico City and is filled with so much culture, greenery, and even a beautiful lake. Then just get lost roaming around the city, visiting Mariachi Plaza, Roma Norte, and all the other unique neighborhoods while consuming all the food you can handle. Now, before I share the two coolest places to visit in Mexico, I would greatly appreciate it if you would take just a second to hit that like button if you've enjoyed the video so far. And before I share the best places to visit in Mexico, I should probably switch into my new coolest travel shirt, made by Cuts. Cuts clothing is made with high quality material and is incredibly comfortable, perfect for what I love doing most, traveling. So whether I'm walking through a bustling city or climbing a mountain for epic 360-degree views, I know I can count on Cuts to keep me comfortable and stylish. Now back to Mexico. Alright, for number 2, we're headed back to Mexico's Pacific coast to my favorite beach town called Sayulita. Sayulita is located in the state of Nayarit, just a hop, skip, and jump away from Puerto Vallarta. Sayulita is absolutely beautiful and boasts the best of both worlds, where you can find a nice organic cafe to get your Instagram acai bowl, or walk just a few minutes away to enjoy affordable food at a local spot. The town of Sayulita is so charming. With cobblestone roads and colorful plazas, it's easy to see why so many people find it hard to leave this magical town. And despite such a small town, there are tons of beaches all around Sayulita. So whether you want to go surfing or just relax at a calm local beach, you're only a short walk away. Alright, my number 1 favorite thing to do in Mexico is to visit the colorful city of Guanajuato. Guanajuato is located just over 4 hours north of Mexico City and is no doubt the most colorful and charming city I have ever been to in Latin America. Guanajuato is full of narrow alleyways, colorful buildings, and beautiful churches. Sipping my coffee in the main plaza, watching people stroll by, it felt just like I was in a quaint European city. Not only did I fall in love with the city's aesthetics and the jaw-dropping views from above, but the unique local culture pulled me in even further. I loved exploring the underground tunnels of Guanajuato and walking through the alleyways at night, learning about the city's history through a local lens with music and a good laugh. So if you enjoy getting lost in charming cities, then Guanajuato is an absolute must in Mexico. Well, that wraps up the 10 coolest places to visit in Mexico. I hope you enjoyed the video and are now ready to hit the road for your next Mexican adventure. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for weekly travel vlogs. I'll catch you guys next week. Hasta luego.